Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm in bed. I'm not in bed in a second, but I'm about to get in bed.
Lula's in bed. I'm in a chair, unlike a degenerate. Actually, I'm not in a chair. I'm on the floor.
I'm a degenerate.
Lula, that's so rude.
Hello, everybody. Oh, bed. Ah, comfy.
Glad you're cozy. I'm happy for you.
I'm glad it actually does look like I'm in bed because I actually am in bed.
Do you know what the hardest part about our trip was for me?
What was the hardest part of our trip for you?
Being away from Nugget for so long.
I know, you talked about it a lot. I have your Cheez-Its here.
I know. Lua stole my Cheez-Its. I paid for those.
Yeah, we secretly went to Offkai. By the way, everyone, we were gone because we went to Offkai.
Yeah, that's why we were mysteriously not streaming from Thursday to Sunday.
Oh.
I'm so tired, though. I'm so tired.
Yeah, but I think I am too, but I think that's explanatory for my physical... yeah.
Yeah.
What was Offkai? Offkai was like an anime convention, except it was only VTubers, and it was interesting.
It was very light compared to like the big ones. It was a very light anime convention. I think their name, well, so the name of it is Offkai, so it's supposed to be like offline meetup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of had that vibe in like the casualness of it, but all of the panels, most of the panels, I would say felt very VTuber focused of like how to market yourself, how to be a brand manager, how to make your merch.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of interesting. First of all, I guess I should preface this with, I've been going to anime conventions for a long, long time, and I used to go to really small anime conventions, and it was definitely that vibe, except even then, the small anime conventions, we have really good OPSEC. You won't be able to find us anywhere. Also, there wasn't any identifying thing about us. We're pretty boring, so...
Yeah.
It is a convention for VTuber fans, but there were a lot of panels. Okay, it is okay, let's one thing at a time.
Yeah. Rewind.
It's so funny how many people said they had FOMO from it. Honestly, I mean, it was a fun convention.
Yeah, especially if you see like photos of your online friends being there, of course you would feel like I want to be with them, but that's why I say that it's like has like a casual friends meetup kind of vibe when you're in there. Like the energy is of casual friends meetup. Like, oh, it's so good, it's so cool.
The energy for me was an extremely small and extremely specific convention. I had a weird realization.
Yeah.
We were in a panel and I was staring at the rainbow. So basically the highest tier of badges, like the VIP badges, was called rainbow badges. And they had all the front seats of every panel sectioned off for them. And because all the badges were based on super chat colors, and I was staring at it, and I had this really sudden realization and just like feeling and weird nostalgia for something I've never experienced of like if you were going to like a convention that was like specifically for like train spotters or something, and there was some sort of whole section of the convention that was like some weird inside joke that has so many layers upon it, because that's exactly what like the badges and the rainbow seating and stuff is, because you know, like rainbow super chats. And I was like, oh man, this is just like such a weird and specific thing, because I feel like for the most part anime conventions aren't really like that. So it was almost like a mix between like a fan event, like an anime convention, and like a weird industry inside joke sort of thing.
I think a part of the dissonance of that is that, like, I feel like the people putting on the convention were very focused on, like, this is for fans by VTuber fans. And then but then the people bringing the panels were like, we're going to teach VTubers how to do things.
Well,
we're going to show my VTubing expertise.
Well, I mean, ironically, I think 75% of the people there were VTubers, so it's kind of how it worked out.
Well, I think 75% of VTuber fans usually are VTubers.
Exactly.
Because if you're a VTuber fan, there's always going to be that moment of like, I want to do that, even if you hobby streamers, hobby VTubers.
Yeah.
But there was a moment where I think we were in I think this happened in several panels where they were like, raise your hand if you're a VTuber, and almost everyone did.
No, no. I had a totally, no, I disagree with that. They said, raise your hand if you're a VTuber, and maybe like 40% of the people did, and another 30% were lying.
And saying that they weren't.
Because we didn't.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like so many people still raised their hand.
There were a lot of people raising their hand, but there were still even more people lying.
I think it was like, yeah. Well, I think like 60% of people raised their hand. 30% of people were lying.
Yeah, maybe.
10% maybe are still waiting on their first model.
There were definitely a lot of people there who just are not VTubers and don't intend on being VTubers.
There are a lot of very dedicated fans.
One of the Lazo Light panels, Domo asked about 200 people who were VTubers, and all of 5 people raised their hands. Maybe it depends on the panel, because the panel we went to, by the way, I really don't think it was 60% of the people who raised their hands.
What panel was it? It was probably one of the.
It was the D&D panel.
Yeah, so it was one of the ones that was like teaching people things, as opposed to the Lazy Light one.
Yeah,
which
but the teaching had absolutely nothing to do with VTubing. But yeah, it was a teaching panel.
Yeah, but it was teaching. It was teaching you things.
I met someone there who was a bard VTuber, which I thought was funny.
That's so cute.
That's so cute. And so, okay, sorry, going back, people were mentioning in chat the meet and greet. The meet and greets, and how the meet and greets were like little teleconferencing. They were, the meet and greets, the actual meet and greets were on a big TV screen, which I think was a huge missed opportunity that they didn't turn the TV on its side so it was portrait mode and then make the VTuber almost full body. Well, I can't believe they didn't do that. What an absolute waste of an opportunity. It would have been so easy to do. Just prop the TV up against the wall, for goodness sake. Holy shit. Sorry.
Or use one of the projectors on a blank wall.
That's harder, because you have to turn the lights off and stuff. It doesn't work with the pictures.
But maybe for the panels, that could have been cool. They were just walking around.
But for the teleconferencing that people are talking about, specifically Project Melody and Iron Mouse had one of the managers of VShojo walking them around on a big monopod. And so they were taking selfies, which was super cool. We saw them. We waved to Iron Mouse. We waved to Project Melody.
It was great. It was really great. And the art in the vendor hall was really high quality, which I wasn't like. I've been to really small conventions before. But I guess VTuber fans are just built different as opposed to the average anime fan. But I'm mostly saying that from the perspective of me and Lua once had a half a booth and we were 13, so yeah, that tells you all you need to say about what kind of like I'm throwing shade at myself. I'm throwing shade specifically at me. Because, they're just filling spots in really small conventions, but VTuber artists are just too good. I think artists in general have become so good.
Yeah. I'm gonna give an overarching thesis statement for Offkai, which was that the organizers truly, really were not experienced, but the enthusiasm of everyone else involved overcame it, more or less.
Yeah.
more or less.
Yeah, the organizers were more facilitate. They basically, it feels like they just got the building.
Yes, it does
and
feel
then
like that.
Everything was done by everyone else. They got the building, they got the arcade. Everything else was, I feel like, on the part of like the vendors and the people who did panels. And that was, well, even the room party thing. Like, the room party was delegated to people.
I'm not even joking when I said we went to this convention because we thought it was going to be a DashCon and we wanted to see the train wreck in motion. Yeah. And there were definitely things like that. There were definitely things that, like, were train wrecks, but, like, they didn't ruin the con.
Yeah, it didn't disrupt anything. Like, the room party thing, the people throwing the room parties had the expectation that quiet hours didn't apply to them. And that just wasn't true.
Organizers.
Yeah. Yep. So obviously, like, at 9:30, they got a warning saying, "Hey, if you're loud past 10, you're getting slapped with a fee." So they had to shut that down, and then they were moved to different rooms. The rest of the weekend, I believe. We didn't really go to any room parties, but from what I saw, the room parties had cool drinks.
Yeah,
I think we almost went to a room party.
Yeah, I was actually kind of low-key. Oh, I need to plug my computer. I was actually kind of surprised that everyone showed up who said that was going to be there. Mm-hmm. That real convention that doesn't even happen. But I guess they have to travel there, so.
Yeah, and this they don't. And it was very cool seeing Iron Mouse and Project Melody on their iPads.
That was by far the cool. I have to say that was like one of the coolest parts. And they really should have, the convention should have splurged to rent one of those. Okay, I mean, honestly,
like robot things,
the
like the
Offkai
food
staff
delivery
was
robots.
Like so not extremely knowledgeable about tech at all.
There wasn't even a VTuber tech panel, I don't believe.
Yeah. Well, Sane did a like zero cost VTubing thing, which is kind of like that. But it was as far as the logistics and tech and stuff, it was pretty funny.
What? Oh, I was gonna say about the iPad thing that, like, I had thought of it conceptually. I feel like we had theorized that was something that could happen at a VTuber convention at this kind of thing. And I remember thinking, yeah, but that's not that different from seeing them on the computer. And then I saw them on the freaking little iPads and I was like, oh my god, Iron Mouse is here.
It felt so different, yeah.
She's so here. She's here. She's physically here to me.
She can literally see you, and I think that's the big difference.
Yes. Yeah, she can see me. She's reacting. It feels cool.
Was zero cost VTubing just learn how to draw and rig by yourself because your own labor is free? We didn't go to the panel, but they did link the like they made a list of like resources, and yes, that does in fact seem to be the case.
We didn't verbally say hi to Iron Mouse. We just,
yeah, it was kind of loud.
Yeah,
but she said
shy.
hi to us. I heard her say hi to us, so
yeah.
So she saw us. Yep. It was really cute. It reminded me a lot of a long time ago. Sorry, I had my mic. I had my mic on my bed. It reminded me a long time ago when I went to Anime Expo, and I happened to, like, I was gonna try to go up the escalator, and one of the security guards was like, "Stop! Like, talent coming through," and he pushed us off the escalator, and I had to just stand next to the escalator because I wasn't gonna walk up the stairs, and so like, every member of AKB's main team walked past us, and I waved hi, and they all waved hi at me individually, and I was like, people pay a lot of money for this. it was exactly the same thing. It was because, like, Iron Mouse was just being like, you know, brought through the halls quickly, and they were taking a lot of selfies. She was taking a lot of selfies with people, but we just didn't want to stop her or anything.
And I think for Iron Mouse was also on the move. It was Project Melody that I think that we saw that people were taking selfies with, but Iron Mouse was being moved around. They did, but like it wasn't at the time that we were there. Like we would have had to.
It was literally 10 seconds after we were there. I saw selfies from that moment.
We would have had to like loiter around her to get a selfie.
Yeah, we didn't want to hold anyone up. We were good with a hi and an acknowledgement of existence. That's all we need.
Yeah. And it was also one of my favorite things about Offkai's existence is that it allowed Iron Mouse to go to a convention.
Yeah, that's so cute. I hope she goes to more.
That's my first convention. Me too. I want to see Iron Mouse on her iPad all the time now.
They need to get one of those robots where she can control it.
They do. Yes. Alrighty.
Should we start from the beginning?
What panels did we go to? Yeah. starting from when we got there.
Well, like so we traveled all day Thursday and we got there Thursday night, and then the next day the convention started.
Not many people were there Thursday night. I would also say it was a pretty tiny convention.
There was nothing to be there.
Yeah,
there were not very many people there Friday, and that was the day of the convention.
Yeah.
I will say, right off the bat, I noticed that the crowd at this convention was starkly different than the crowd at an anime convention. Because at an anime convention, half the attendees are girls, and also there's a lot of cosplay, and everyone's very jovial and hanging out with their friends and being loud. But this convention, everyone were like very introverted, very nervous, very not used to going to a convention like this, which I thought was pretty interesting. And also makes a lot of sense. Putting Niji Sanji on Friday was so weird. I agree. It was weird, but I guess they wanted people to come on Friday. I don't really understand. I don't know what the reasoning was. It must have just been a scheduling thing. It must have been. Even post-pandemic cons, I don't know. This was the first convention I've been to in a very, very, very long time. So I don't really know, but I would say yes. I would say almost certainly yes. Thanks for the follow.
We've seen tweets. We saw tweets from people at other conventions this past weekend, because apparently this weekend was a big convention day.
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah, so like they seem to be very social based off their tweets. Granted, that is over the internet, isn't it?
But, I mean, I've been to a lot of conventions. People at anime conventions tend to be very social.
I was thinking post-pandemic though.
I'm sure it's not that different.
The contributing factor. Yeah.
SoccerCon was busy and loud. Yep, exactly.
Yep. There we go. That answers that.
This is the first convention I felt comfortable going to because it was so small, and it was small. By the way, do you know how many people they said came? I want you to guess how many they said came.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you. Who else would I be talking to?
Why would you be asking me? I know the answer.
You know, you did?
Chat. Yes, you've said it like 3 times.
I did?
Like 20 times over the weekend. Yes, you did.
Oh.
And we had a full conversation about it when we were talking about how many people came per day.
Well, I know, but did you actually hear what they said? They said it.
Yeah, they said it was either 500 or 600.
They said 700.
They said 700?
They said 700, which is totally...
It's false.
Absolutely false.
Yeah. I think we estimated that there were probably, just under 200.
At any given time, I mean.
Yeah. At any given time in the convention. So for there to have been 700, that would mean that, like...
700 unique, we mean. There was definitely not 700 unique people. There was definitely... Because they always do that, by the way.
Yeah,
conventions always give what's called this turnstile count. The turnstile count is, they count, like, person per day, essentially.
Yeah, which is not... It's just not super accurate. There's about 200 people that went to the convention as a whole. Give or take 30 or 40 that came on specific days.
700 counting people's VTuber personas as well. That's totally accurate.
It was tiny, but the nice thing about it was you had a lot of space to walk around and a lot of space to take photos.
And at the arcade, you could always find a game to play, which was wild.
Yeah, there was always a game available. It was pretty great. That part was pretty sweet.
I wonder how likely Offkai 2023 is. Yeah, I have no idea. Apparently, they found it to be a wild success. I guess they're gonna do it next year.
I definitely felt that there was. I felt like we've been the most negative people about this con.
I feel a little bad about it. No, that's definitely not true, by the way. A lot of people were negative. They just weren't public about it.
Yeah, and we're not like super negative. I had a good time. My only thing is there was a lot of
very low. So
yeah, there was to get into some criticism. So we talked about how we already talked about how it felt like the organization mostly provided a building, and then the attendees and guests filled in the rest.
Well, by the way, that is literal, because we'll talk about the watch party room in a minute, but there were people who literally joined Offkai staff at the convention and just started doing stuff, as in like running the cameras. Which is, no, I mean, in like the main room and stuff. Yeah. Which is so insane. That's so insane.
But I wanted to say that I think so. We talked about that, but there was a lot of dead space. So essentially, if you had already been to the vendors alley, you'd already been to the arcade, and you can play every single game at least once.
On my part, I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah. And you've already played at the arcade. You played every game because it's pretty empty, so you get to play every game. And then there's, you went to the panel that you want to go to, you're looking at the next panels for this hour, there's one that you're not interested in, there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
You're done. There's nothing else to do. That was probably the biggest criticism we had, because there was definitely many points where we were like, where do we go? What do we do? Guess we'll do another lap. Part of it was nice though, because we did end up going to panels that I don't think we would have gone to if there were other things to do.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like the D&D panel.
Yeah.
Not that I learned anything, but Look, I've been to 200 people conventions that had 3 panels going on at any given time, it's doable.
Yeah, I think this is also a good time for us to talk about the watch party room.
Yes.
Now that we can talk about, so let's say, you've gone to every panel that you wanted to go to. And the next 3 are karaoke's of people. Well, that's the other thing, is that I think the biggest reason why it kind of felt like there was nothing to do is because there were points at which the only panels were like karaoke's of people, if it's a VTuber that you personally don't know, not super enticed to go.
Yeah.
I feel like karaoke's are really fun if they're a good singer or it's a VTuber that you know. And if it's not a VTuber that you don't even know if they're a good singer or not. So it's like, why do I want to go to that karaoke? I probably don't. So you don't have a panel you want to go to. Where do you go next? You go to the watch party room. You walk in and nothing's on the screen.
So let's talk about our experience with the watch party room. Basically, at many anime conventions, they'll just have a room that's like just literally playing anime, because like, let's say you're just really tired or you're overstimulated or something, there's nothing to do. You can just sit in this dark room and watch anime and chill out and like have a seat, get a load off. It's very nice. So they planned on I guess they had heard of this concept maybe, but didn't really realize its function or how it's supposed to operate, because basically they had a watch party room, but they're like, okay, it's gonna be open for 2 hours on this day and at least that's what one of the schedules that I saw looked like, but I couldn't find it later. And so anyways, so at one point we're just walking around again with nothing to do, and we see the watch party's finally, like the sign's finally up, and we're like, oh, okay. And so we poke our head in, and there's no one there. There's no computer. The projector is on, but there's no computer playing anything. And we're like, oh. And so we just start chilling in there. And then finally someone just walks in with the computer, about to set things up, and we're like, oh, sorry, we were just messing around. And it's like, oh no, it's okay. And we were like, this is a watch party room. He's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna set this up, and then you guys can play whatever you want on it. And I was like, and we were like, what? Oh, okay.
Well, he specifically mentioned that they had no idea what they were like. There was talk of a playlist, but they didn't have any idea what they were going to play, so we were allowed to just put on whatever we wanted. I also just want to mention it was kind of funny when he came in because we were trying to prank people.
That was the second time he came in. Yeah, we were trying to prank people.
In this empty room.
He kept leaving because they didn't even have the cables they needed, so he kept leaving to go to the store to get the cables. And we were like sitting there, and we improved the whole room. So we rotated the chairs so they were actually facing the screen, and we lowered the lights so it was like there was lighting only in the back, and then you could see the projector better. And like IRL media share room basically, though.
we turned on HoloLive clips. We made it fun.
I put on the playlist that I was showing Belindra. I put on the playlist that I was showing Belindra.
Yes. So we made that house a home.
And
yeah,
it was really good, by the way, and people started coming in.
Yes. And then this was a part that, I mean, to be fair, so like, you know, we traveled, we had a long day of traveling the day before. Pretty tired, not sleeping in my own bed, been up for quite a while at this point. So, you know, you kind of go to a watch party room to really relax. I'm feeling a little cranky. And then staff comes in and they put on a stream. They turn off our funny clips playlist and they put on a stream, but not just any stream, a stream that was an ad for Offkai.
A stream of a guest who was at Offkai, who was now talking about Offkai, trying to get people to come to Offkai so they could see her events and the events that are happening. So we were now at Offkai watching an Offkai ad that was very okay, and she has a higher voice, which is obviously fine, but we were watching this stream through awful little speakers, and so she kept peaking and her voice was just like the speakers could not handle it, and we were like, this is annoying.
I think, like, I honestly didn't even, the peaking was bad, but, like, the worst part for me was watching someone advertise something I was already at. Especially because I'm like, I want to relax right now. I just want to watch some stuff. I just want to watch something funny with my pals, with the other Offkai guests, and it's like, there's nothing for me to do. Also, the guest didn't know.
She didn't know that she was in the watch party. Reading the Offkai website. She's
so
great and all, but like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I
so
just want to laugh and chill and watch music videos.
Yeah. Yeah, so the moment the staff left, we switched it back to
the staff left the room for a minute, we switched it back, and they came back and they were like, oh, what happened?
Yeah. And the other people in the room covered for us. They were like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, oh, we don't know. Because
nobody wanted to watch that.
But then we admitted to it.
Well, we admitted to it pretty quickly so that we could then be like, can we put it back on? Actually, can you not change this to the stream, please?
Yeah, we were scared they were gonna change it back.
Yeah, you guys can watch whatever you want.
But the moment we left, a few minutes later, they put it back on, I think. Actually, we're not exactly sure what they did. I have this theory.
Well, a part of Lua's theory comes from what I heard as we were leaving, because I heard them say like something along the lines of like, oh good, they're leaving, we can like now use this room for something.
Yeah, and the fact that it was connected to panel room 2 was part of it. So I think that and I do know that as far as the guests who were there the guests who were physically at the location but obviously streaming like their selves to the panel room, it was always from like an adjacent room. So I think the convention just totally screwed up and didn't have a room for the guests to stream to panel room 2 from, so they were just using the watch party room.
Yeah
That
makes sense to me.
So I think the watch party room was just was almost never actually used as the watch party room. We went there later too, and the computer was just off.
Yeah, it was just dead. Which was just, yeah.
And there was another time we went in there and they were showing a Toa stream, which is fine, but she's not even in English, so we put on my playlist again.
We did. Because there was, not only was it not in English, there's no English subtitles, which is like, this is an American convention. Like, not everyone at this convention is gonna speak Japanese.
Okay, you say first con growing pains. There was so many things about this convention that I think maybe I've just been to so many anime conventions. Maybe I just know some people. Experienced. Maybe I'm just too experienced. Maybe I just know some people who have like experience too running conventions. But like, some of this stuff is just common sense. Was there a ball pit? No, I wish there was. No, but
there was a hypothetical pool party.
Yes, they were supposed to. Okay, they did have a pool party.
Pool party.
The pool party was supposed to be. What time was it supposed to start? It was supposed to start fairly early.
Yeah.
But then also it was really cold, and so the thing about the room part, the pool party is they were supposed to have this huge projector, and they were going to be playing like clips and stuff on it. There was going to be a DJ, and the actual projector was supposed to be put up by Lumica, which is a pen light company, and they just sort of couldn't figure it out, and they put it up and it kept deflating and falling over because it was really windy and cold, by the way. I don't think it was deflating. I think they put it up and it kept getting knocked over by the wind, so they just deflated it until it was like closer to time to start or something. Until they like had everything figured out. They were way past start by the time they even tried to put it up.
I don't know what the actual start time was though.
The start time was supposed to be like in the early evening, and they put it up at like 9 p.m. So yeah, we're talking about Offkai, which is a VTuber convention that happened this last weekend.
So they were having a lot of issues with that. There was also like just kind of little weird things, like Lumica had a table, but instead of selling their pen light, they didn't man it. They didn't sell their pen lights there.
They actually used the table they bought, which is funny.
Yeah. Instead, they just like gave all their pen lights to the con store, but it made it kind of confusing because it's like, is this the Lumica pen lights? Is this Offkai pen lights? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, that was it. That was the thing that I think really bothered us going into the con. 3 different places to get information, and you don't know which is correct.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have the Discord, you have the website, and you have Twitter. I think mostly I think the main 2
because you also have the Team Up app.
Yeah. So they have. So the main 2 were the Discord.
You think people just stole the Lumica pen lights?
Just lifted. Oh,
where's that coming from? I want to hear about that tea.
Yes, please tell us more. Tell us more about that. And while you type it out, oh, there we go. Boxes of pen lights, and there's clear people had been rifling through them. There were pen lights on the floor people could just nab. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That explains why they quote unquote sold out so quickly.
Yep. That explains that. Oh my goodness. So the main 2 that you would get like your general information from were the website and the Discord. And there was such conflicting information. Like Lua read in the Discord that, you know, badge pickup was going to be on Friday. There was going to be no badge pickup on Thursday. And then on the website, it said badge pickup Thursday TBD. And then there was a new post on the Discord that said actually badge pickup Thursday starting this time. And it was like, have one place and update your information there. Discord is honestly a curse for this kind of thing, in my opinion.
Discord is the worst thing to ever happen to public communication.
Yeah. Like, you need to have things like, you know, the timing of events and badge, like all that official stuff. That shouldn't be on the Discord. That should be on the website where people can Google it and they can look it up. Discord should be things like I didn't mind that they did, you know, the panel questions and stuff on Discord.
That actually was kind of an interesting fix. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, that stuff made sense to me. You know, things for people to meet up, talk about the room party stuff. All of that makes sense for the Discord. Things like badge pickup should not be on the Discord. It should be on the website. It's fine to have the information on the Discord. It should not conflict with the website, and the website should be the source of truth for that. Because you can't Google Discord. The Discord search function sucks, first of all. And like, if someone is just trying to find information and they don't know about the Discord, they're gonna go to the website because that's where you should. That's my feelings on that.
Yeah, it was really weird. And like when I was talking about the watch party, I absolutely, on some website, some picture, some schedule saw the hours for the watch party being very specific, and I guess they removed the watch party schedule from all their schedules because I could never find it again after the convention started.
Yeah,
it was really weird. But
super weird.
Oh, we didn't actually like talk about, we started to talk about like the actual timeline of events, but we didn't do it.
Oh yeah. So, you know, nothing on Thursday. Just slept. Just got there and went to bed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Friday. Well, what was Friday?
Friday?
We didn't plan on the stream, so I didn't take any notes or anything.
Yeah. No Cali mom watch party? No, we were on the plane. We were like still coming home. We traveled all day Sunday pretty much. We caught one panel and then we had to leave. We caught the Shuri Lily panel.
Sure Lily, yeah.
But I watched the VOD of the Cali mom thing. It was good. Actually, I actually watched some of it while I was waiting for the bus on the way home.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like the Shillelagh panel, but we gotta start from Friday. What did we do Friday?
Oh, we got there. We walked the vendors hall. I bought a bunch of t-shirts from. Okay, Sade had a booth with another artist who I don't really know their name, but their booth was incredible. I loved it, and they had a ton of t-shirts. I bought every single one of them. And then. Some point we went to the D&D panel, I think.
Yes, I think that was the was that the only panel we went to that day?
We only went to like 3 panels in general, really, or 4. Maybe we went to more on Sunday, or not Sunday,
I learned
Saturday.
One thing VTuber, like V streaming related from the D&D panel, and I will impart my knowledge now, that if you're gonna use some kind of homebrew D&D, don't, in general, and also I think it was also for if you're a small streamer, don't do long campaigns. Don't stream long campaigns because people don't know you yet. So they're not going to, you know, start from the beginning of something that's on episode 58.
Yeah.
Just do really small 1, 2, or 3 episode campaigns. And I was like, that is smart. I never really thought about that.
That's the same problem that Game Grumps had.
It is, you know? And I was like, and there are so many like tabletop RPGs that you can buy that are meant to be just like short 6-8 hour things that would probably do well for small streamers, and makes me want to force us to do one. I know you hate it though. You just don't like, hate is the strong word, but you're not you don't enjoy the TTRPG life.
Well, I don't like playing them. I love listening to them.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So I think Bot enjoys them. And I know Queenie enjoys them. So maybe I will put something together. You can listen. You can be a commentator.
I liked listening to Leafits. Someone asked Leafit and Leafit, who's just volunteering this Leaflet.
Yeah.
Leaflet. Like advice on like getting into the games industry as a game designer.
Yes.
And it was pretty much exactly what I would have said, which was that they don't, like, especially for game designer, there's not a lot of stock in having a degree. All the stock is in a project that you've actually executed. And then the second thing is that, like, in all of games in general, you can get by without ever going to school. School is just a really good motivator, which is something that I've said before.
Oh, one other thing. So it was Leaflet and Dice Queen D where they're at. One other thing that Leaflet mentioned was to make mods for the games of the game companies you want to join.
School provides you with contacts and opportunities. They didn't provide me with any contacts.
I think it probably, yeah.
I didn't go to I mean, here's the thing. That's only true if you go to a school with a good legacy in games, which there are only a couple of. So at least in North America.
Yeah, more important to like, more important than the school is the location of the school.
Yeah.
Like you want to be somewhere, because places are always gonna want to hire, and no one's going to relocate an intern. So if you're gonna go to school and there's like specific studios that you want to work for, you should be in the area. They're gonna pick someone, unfortunately, they're gonna exploit you. They're gonna pick someone that they can not pay at all, who can be there whenever they want them to. Which is awful. And they shouldn't do that, but if you really want to work there, you should make yourself available to that.
I wasn't listening to what you just said, so I cannot attest to the validity of it.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna re-say it. Live where you want to work, because if you want an internship with them, they want the person that's easiest to exploit. They want you to be able to get there whenever they need you, and they don't want to pay you.
Not many game companies offer internships.
Yeah.
But in general, that's a pretty good rule.
Yeah.
Okay, Corgi. So how was the energy at the con? Energy was, so we kind of mentioned this, but the crowd they were all like very introverted, very, very like chill. Actually, it was hilarious because with literally any other crowd of people, this convention would have been an absolute hellscape, because the number of things and stuff that they just trusted the attendees to not just like steal or mess up, you know. It was just truly astounding.
They did steal some.
We could have stolen the laptop that was running the watch party.
So we had badges and we had like, you know, wristbands for COVID screening.
Oh, people were stealing pen lights, I guess, to be fair.
People were stealing pen lights. They weren't checking they just weren't checking badges or wristbands until the last day of the con. There was one, and I'm sure it depended on the staff, but there was only one staff person that I ever had asked to see my badge and wristband. And the only reason they had to ask is because by the end of the convention, I knew that they weren't checking, because there were multiple times that I was like people were wearing long sleeves. You couldn't see their wristbands. I had my like badge somewhere on
How was your Offkai, Carrie?
Ooh, tell us more.
But yeah, I just didn't wear my badge most of the time.
Yeah, because they just didn't check. So it was like, why would I bother carrying this around? It's one extra thing for me to carry. So I'm not going to. And then on the last day, there was one staff member that was like, where's your stuff? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know.
And then someone said, did it feel weird that a decent chunk of folks there were VTubers? Were people open up being VTubers, or people more coy? So here's the thing. 90% of the people there were VTubers. How coy they were about being VTubers, I mean, I think people were more or less fairly open, at least in a personal conversation, being like, I'm a VTuber. Whether they were going to tell you who they were, what VTuber they were, was definitely certainly their own preference. It was actually kind of interesting seeing the like spectrum of people who were more or less open. So like, for instance, Kisaka Toriyama is a VTuber, and she was there physically, and she was, you know, she looks exactly like her model. Huh? I
was saying, like, essentially cosplaying her model.
No, I think that's her hair. I looked again, that's her hair.
It was really shiny.
Oh no, wait, yeah, no, second thought. No, you're totally right.
It was pretty shiny, and the curls were very specific.
It had like realistic roots, which is impressive. Okay. Yeah, she was cosplaying herself. And then like, we know VTubers who like weren't hiding it at all. Weren't like, were being kind of obvious about it, but weren't like shouting it from the rooftops, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah,
they weren't like dressed as themselves. And then yeah, we didn't talk to that many people. So your own mentality is Monty's mentality is that wait, huh?
I said, because we were on the koi side, so if you talk to somebody about whether or not they're a VTuber, sometimes I don't know. I
didn't tell anyone, really.
Yeah.
Someone said, or Monty said,
I told everyone.
What? Oh, you told everyone?
I told everyone. I pointed them out and I said, that's Lua Lucky.
If there was ever going to be a crowd that would respect not doxing people and respecting forbidden knowledge, it'd be this one. Yeah, generally speaking.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Farrah's mic is being a little funky? Are you sure that's not my mic? What are you hearing? Are you hearing taps? Am I screwing something up? What do you mean Farrah's mic being funky?
I'm coming in through Discord, so if Lua starts talking, it might mess things up. We did not out ourselves. Eric kills Lua's offspring and buries it in the dirt. Yeah.
She sounds like a bad radio. I can't control that. That's just Discord. Oh, you're like
Sorry.
right there. That's just Discord.
I was thinking if we were doing a panel of some kind a few years down the line.
You were talking me up at the con? Oh, jeez. That's funny. I guess my reputation precedes myself.
Yeah. If we were to do a panel a few years down the line, I would absolutely want to cosplay as myself.
No, if I was doing a convention, you have no. My brain overloads when I think about all of the tech I could do for a convention appearance. It makes me want to be like, it makes me want to be like, hey, Offkai, I will run your VTuber tech. It will be so out of this world that you will blow every other convention in the world out of the water. But that sounds like a lot of work that I won't be paid for. I need
you to put that work into the Luaverse. Thank you very much. And only the Luaverse.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, well, you'll show up for your VTuber tech panel, blow everyone out of the water, and then leave.
That's kind of also what I was considering, to be honest with you. Seriously. I'll get like a handler to like carry me around the con, wheel me around the con, wheel my giant life-size screen around the con.
You won't need a handler. Go all out. Build a robot.
That's too much work. I'll just get someone to wheel me around the con.
From the watch party room, just game control it.
Oh my god. Still wasn't entirely sure who Offkai was for pre-event. It was for fans to network. Was it for VTubers to network and learn stuff from panels? What type of vibes do you get? Panels? So it was for fans, but there was a lot of VTubers there, and there was a lot of panels that were for VTubers.
Yeah. And I was thinking, I guess my perspective might also be a little skewed, because I think most of the panels that I would have been interested in would be the ones geared towards VTubers, so I was probably looking for those more. Now that I think about it, like, because I mentioned before that I felt like most of the panels were for VTubers, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, no, there were a lot of like karaoke panels and things like that, so it was pretty evenly split. A lot of the main room ones were definitely for fans, and then I would say that the panel 1 and 2 rooms were geared more towards VTubers a lot of the time. It was geared more towards VTubers, or were for some of the smaller streamers to have their kind of like karaoke party things and stuff.
Oh my god, a Boston Dynamics Robo Dog. That's so expensive though. I just need wheels. I don't need legs. But then I could dance. Wait, then I'd be a real robot dog. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What is a karaoke panel? It's like a concert, but it's in a room, and they're not singing their own songs.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. I feel like some of them had their own songs. Maybe they did. We didn't actually catch any full karaoke.
No, we didn't. What if we just dressed Bot up as a bot? And
well, you do know. I mean,
on with our iPads.
I don't think we've ever mentioned this, but Bot is a competitive level robot handler, like literally. Like we've competed in what is it called? BattleBots. We competed in Bot was our what's the word? Captain? Not captain. Like he controlled the robot for BattleBots, like actual BattleBots, like this the stuff you saw on TV and stuff. And he did a really good job. Our robot exploded. Not his fault.
Oh. We should do another one.
Pilot. Yeah, he was our pilot. He was our pilot. Did any of the panels reach capacity? No. Absolutely not. Literally not even a little bit close. I mean, maybe the Lazulite one. Admittedly, we did not go to the Lazulite panel.
No.
The Lazulite concert, karaoke, whatever you call it. We did not go to that. Every single one, every single room we went to, there was not even close to full, even the smallest rooms. which is why I say that 700 attendees is complete BS.
Yeah, the main stage was huge, and I frequently talked about how I think other than the Lazulite concert, I really think they should have just used dividers and had it be like another panel room in there.
I agreed. Like, Lazulite was not at capacity, neither of them, so there you go.
Yeah, so we should have just, why am I saying we? I was not part of this. They should have put a divider up, and it should have been main stage and panel room 1. Especially because panel room 2 was in such a hard to find place. So panel room 2 should have been panel room 1. Main stage should have been main stage and panel room.
Mouse's panel was at the stupidest time. Most conventions end at like Sunday. 2 on Sunday.
There was like I was actually pretty sad about how there was no way that we could attend. Because I think that would have been the most fun.
Yeah.
She should have. I think a big part of it is that it definitely seemed as though they got the V Shoujo go ahead last minute, well, like 2 weeks before the con started. So maybe they just felt weird about like displacing Saturday, or maybe they had other things to do on Saturday. But they really should have been like the main feature, I think, for Saturday evening.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because I would have gone.
I mean, there wasn't really anything big that even happened Saturday evening.
We haven't talked about the lottery system.
Oh my god, this was literally okay. I don't know. I guess to be fair, we didn't actually experience it in action, but
we didn't.
Just because thinking about it for a single second is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Which is basically so. Normally, when you have an event that is ticketed by a lottery, the lottery was for meet and greets. All of the meet and
Iron Mouse and Project Melody meet and greet, I believe.
Yeah. Yes, Gun Run was there. Gun Run was the one who was carrying Melody and Iron Mouse around. Honestly, side note, thank God Gun Run decided to MC because they made Domo do way too much. Like twice or 3 times the amount of stuff he should have been scheduled for, in my opinion.
This is speculation. Yeah, I was gonna say this is speculation. This is based on just how much he did.
He was assigned to.
No. I meant like we don't know how much Domo wanted to sign up for.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, because like, we don't know if Domo was like, oh, I want to do these ones, you know. So
I don't think so.
That part is, well, it's still speculation.
I mean,
we should clarify that we did not speak to Domo.
We don't know if Domo was like, I want to do every single panel, but like based on just like how many panels guests usually do or assigned to do stuff in this kind of capacity, it's just absolutely unhinged how much he had to do.
He did a lot of panels. He emceed a lot of panels.
He emceed a ton, and the worst part is honestly unnecessary. He was completely unnecessary to the panel. They brought him in to basically field questions, and that's it. Anyone could have a staff member could have and should have done that.
Especially because like Domo didn't know the schedule of the like there was a point in the D&D panel where they asked the audience what time the panel was ending, and the audience got the time wrong.
Yeah, and so they just kept going later than they should have.
Yeah, because there's supposed to be 15 minutes between panels.
That's the worst part.
Yes, staff members don't even know the schedule. You know why? Because it was on a team up and not in the PDF. There were too many places to like look this information up. Anyways,
but yeah, so
I
that
don't even
bothered
know
me
why
a lot.
they had a PDF.
Huh?
I don't even know why they had PDFs of the schedule on the website when they should have just put the team up link.
Oh yeah, you only knew about the team up link if you were like in the Discord or like on the Twitter. One thing, we were in the middle of the talk about the lottery, but one thing that was I'm reading Carrie's chat. One thing that was kind of fascinating to me, I was in the hotel lobby late on Sunday, and Gun Run, Mouse, and some people, presumably for V Shoujo, were going for drinks and having a little mini after party at the hotel bar. Mouse was there too.
I'm so jealous.
Mouse was in her little iPad form having drinks at the bar. That's so cute.
I'm so jealous. I don't actually wish we'd stayed Sunday because I would have been exhausted today if we had to travel today. But
you bring up a really good point. It says why not just have the schedule posted everywhere? At every other convention, you're given when you register, you're given a little bag that has sponsor stuff like sponsor cards and a booklet that includes information about the guests and the schedule. and everything. Okay, this convention, I know this because they said this publicly in the Discord. This convention did not have the schedule done until less than a week before the or like a week before
also,
the convention.
To speak to your thing, each panel should have its room schedule posted too. You're right, and in fact, the hotel has like screens next to each conference room where you can put the schedule. Most of them they didn't do it. They didn't put the schedule on there. They could have. They absolutely could have.
It was really weird.
Yeah. Also, it was really funny. Everything about it was funny. A lot of parts. I'm just thinking about how.
Oh my god, that's so great.
Aww. I was thinking about when we got in Thursday night, and the person checking us in asked us about like when the con would be setting up.
That was so funny. The con was already set up. We didn't realize that, by the way. But the con was already set up.
But I just said something just because I didn't want to get dragged into
tomorrow.
Yeah, because I didn't want to get dragged into a conversation. I'm not about to give a super long explanation. I'll just tell her tomorrow, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and if I'm right, I'm right. She'd figure it out, and she did.
Yeah.
There was also a nursing conference going on at the same time, which is always funny. It's always funny when worlds collide.
Those poor nurses.
Yeah. It's still funny.
They needed more iPads. They needed more VTubers walking around on iPads. We had a friend who was supposed to. I don't think she ended up doing it, which bums me out because I would have loved to see more of this. But we had a friend who was supposed to carry leaflet around on an iPad to see the con.
Oh.
But I would have loved more like remote VTubers just walking around the con. Apparently, Shy Lily and those people who were at that cancel. Oh my god, we'll talk about that later. But who were at that canceled panel were doing that kind of thing ish, maybe. But they ended up actually just putting it in the meet and greet. They were supposed to walk around, and then they just ended up putting it in the meet and greet, I think. I don't know if you talked to Barry about this. I don't know who Barry is, but she had a custom software pipeline to
at the thing.
Capture her tracking and send that to her station. Oh, Barry
was one of the
in the vendor hall.
Yeah.
Oh, a custom one? Oh, that's cool. It wasn't. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess
it was the one with the really big.
No, yeah. I'm assuming that's who it was. I'm wondering. I mean, I know how it works, but I wonder who made that and how that worked. What canceled panel?
Slide into her DMs.
Yeah, maybe
slide into her DMs. You up? I'd love to talk about VTuber tracking with you.
Written by her partner. Oh, cool. Yeah,
wow.
So it's actually really easy to do that stuff. The only reason that there's no like easy collab software is because it's not secure. But if you're doing it if you're bringing it to yourself, it doesn't matter, right? What canceled panel? There was supposed to be a panel really late on Saturday. Yeah, it must have been Saturday. That was supposed to be like an 18 plus VTubers After Dark thing. That was supposed to be a 2-hour panel. Apparently they had a full hour of technical difficulties and then they just canceled the panel.
Oh, that's right.
That's what I heard, at least.
It was a full hour. That's what a lot of this you can read on the Discord. If you just want to scroll through it. You just want to scroll through the Offkai Discord, you can see a lot of what happened. You can imagine that you're there.
Yeah.
Roleplay as an Offkai attendee.
Yeah. We lost track again. We were talking about the lottery system for the tickets.
Yes, so the lottery system. So it was only for Project Melody and Iron Mouse. And so there were three things. You could either be Iron Mouse Project Melody, which had a lottery system ticketed. All other ticketed were first come, first serve. And then there were a few non-ticketed meet and greets.
Nyaru and Phoebe.
The Shira Yuri Pro people. So the way that the lottery system works, you get in line as if it was like a first come first serve. You get in line, you get up to the front, you press a button. It tells you based on a certain probability whether or not you can buy a meet and greet ticket. If you're out, if you didn't get it, you can get back in line.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah. No, a normal lottery system for a ticket would be have a certain time period in which people can put their names in the hat, and they just choose a certain number of names out of the hat.
It is a meet and greet gotcha, except there's no like buying the gacha part. There's no like buying the role part.
With your time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
just draw
paying
numbers.
your time.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know who had this idea. And the stupid thing is that they said that it was like, and it was, by the way, the morning of. So I'm assuming, okay, because they said it was specifically for the reason that, like, if you're only coming on that day, then we want to give people a fair chance to get a ticket. Well, fact of the matter is, it's still on a kind of first come, first serve basis, because if you come early and keep trying, you have obviously a way better chance. And obviously you're going to still run out pretty early in the day because a lot of people are trying. So,
and they ran out like immediately.
Yes, that's the stupid thing. I told before, I didn't watch it happen. I kind of wish, we should have gone there and just sat there and watched.
Woke up late. I think we would have gone if we
It wasn't that
like,
late. They started at 10.
Yeah, but we woke up and it was like sold out. Or we were somewhere. And I remember seeing that it sold out, and I was like, "Oh, it's today."
Honestly, I woke up and I was seeing live tweets from people who were in line still. Like, they had just gotten in line and they were like the second person there. So I don't know, because people weren't even getting in line until 9 a.m. Because that's how small a con it was. Because like at a normal con or something like that were the case, they would be getting in line at like 3 a.m.
Really quick for what Dork Angle said. Yeah, I bet that was the meme. I bet they were like having an inside joke about how it's a gacha.
You're probably right.
You're probably right.
That's so painful. It's
but disappointing.
Anyways, it's more fair for everyone involved if they had just gotten tickets and then given them out at a certain time. Or like, actually, do you know what actual convention meet and greets do? Which is honestly, I think, a little rude, but I guess it is the most fair, which is that they take your chances. They take your name, like, pretty much the whole time, or like a certain time period right before the day of, but before the meet and greet. But then they don't announce who won it until the time of the meet and greet. Which does suck a little bit, but like, also, like, it's a tiny con. It's not like you're missing out on anything.
Yeah, and I think they probably do that so that, like, if someone's not there for them, like, they're not taking a ticket from someone if they're not going to show up.
Well, that's
probably the main reason they do it at the time. Yeah, like, that's why I was saying that's why they do it. Yeah,
even for
that's
this
why
con,
I was saying
like,
that's why they do it at the
line.
time. Yeah, that's why I was saying that's why they do it. That's probably why they're doing it at the time of the meet and greet, so they could just redraw. Because if they did it, they did it, like, if they announced it earlier, someone could just not show up, and then they, like, stole a time, and then whoever just happens to be around but didn't, go through the process could get it. So that makes sense to me. And also, like, if you want to be there for the meet and greet, you should theoretically also just be there for the con. Yeah. So, yeah. There's so many better ways to do it.
There was so many. And speaking of common sense things, we kind of mentioned it, but I still can't believe, because, okay, they took applications for room parties. Room parties at conventions are illegal activities. You're not allowed to be doing them. Did we talk with Mel or Mouse when Gunrun was iPadding them? We didn't talk with them, but we did wave at them. We saw them.
Yeah. So I have event planning experience for a nonprofit organization.
Oh my god.
I think so that didn't, the main reason why I was like, this was probably approved by the hotels because of the applications. The application process signifies to me that the hotel said, yes, you can have these parties, but you have to regulate them in some way. And that's what I think the application process was. And then, as we mentioned earlier, they clearly didn't discuss, they either didn't discuss what time the parties were happening, or the hotel, they probably just didn't discuss what time the parties were happening, because they were hit with a noise complaint 30 minutes before quiet hours that was like, hey, you need to be quiet around this time. And they're like, but we tried to get buffer rooms and you didn't give us buffer rooms. And it's like,
well, the staff in the Discord were blaming the hotel, which I think is...
Yeah. When you're using from my event planning experience, when you're using a venue, it's your job to be aware of all their policies, and to discuss that to know what their policies are and explicitly discuss and get something written down beforehand. You're the organizer, so you just kind of have to do that. It's just the way it is. And I get it, sometimes, and during my event planning, there were definitely certain things that I was like, it'll be easier to ask for forgiveness. So I'm just gonna, do it, and instead of asking for permission, and
this
then
room party stuff could have gotten the convention shut down.
Yeah. But they ended up getting moved to like different rooms that were away from other guests, so they didn't have to worry about it. So it's like clearly the hotel was actually very nice in accommodating this.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Why didn't they purchase their own buffer rooms?
Because that costs them money.
Yeah, and I think also what it came down to was the hotel can't guarantee buffer rooms. Like most hotels assign you the room based on what's available the day that you check in. They don't block out your room when you are booking a certain type of room. You are not booking a specific room.
Yeah.
So if they didn't if they didn't purchase a block for the event beforehand, and we're just like, so, apparently they didn't, because they moved them around.
So what they do is the convention reserves a block, and they sell as many rooms as they can in that block for a reduced price. But obviously, if there's extra rooms, which of course there were, then they'll be giving those rooms out to people. Now that said, the hotel was quite empty, and we know because for reasons that we truly don't understand, they gave us a room that was extremely far from the hotel block, and we weren't complaining. I think we were the only people on that entire hotel room floor.
We sure were. It was pretty funny. It was nice. It was like, this should have been the party room.
Honestly, yeah. And we had like a bigger room, on the corner.
I was a little COVID spooked, especially because the con didn't require vaccinations. They only required like a negative COVID. As we all know, doesn't mean anything, because you can test negative like moments before you have a full-blown thing. So I didn't want anyone in our room that wasn't people explicitly staying there for the most part.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's the place where I'm going to spend a lot of time sleeping and stuff. And there's not as much ventilation, so I was a little worried about that. But I don't want to have to wear a mask in my own room.
Yeah.
So long story short, I didn't want our room to be a party room.
Yeah.
Did we book early or late? Did we, Lua?
No, not really.
We booked right on average.
Yeah.
We checked in early. Early, late.
One of those things.
Late. Yeah, like too late, but like technically the next day kind of thing. Does like like midnight, like way past check-in time, but before next day check-in time.
Yeah.
So
okay, so we were at the whole different hotel. You're at a whole different hotel? You couldn't book a room at the Offkai hotel? I find that hard. Like, what happened there? That's weird.
We were on a floor of empty rooms.
Yeah, we were on a floor of empty rooms. Okay, because I mean, you can always book the hotel directly. You just get a small discount if you book through the convention, right? That's how it works. But
maybe it was too expensive.
Yeah, maybe it was too expensive. I mean, it was kind of expensive. Yeah, it's actually, well, I don't know. I think we got the con rate. So, okay. So Friday, we got to the con fairly early. And we walked around the vendors hall. The vendors were all great. The vendors had a great time, apparently, which I mean makes sense. Well, we talked to a couple vendors and they had a great time, which I mean makes sense because the vendors themselves are VTuber fans. So like one vendor we talked to said like, oh yeah, I've had a great time. I've been selling a lot, and I've been selling really, like this is one of the best cons I've ever been to, which makes sense because we realized this. There's so little to do at the convention that the number of times you find yourself going back to the vendors hall to seeing what more you can do, and then you just end up with spending more money. Like
often,
very often.
Yep, did that quite a few times.
Yeah, I bought the greatest. Okay, I didn't buy that much stuff, so I got all the t-shirts from the Sade booth, and then I also got a little Ame B keychain. I got some stickers that are really cool. They're like, like car stickers.
Depressing reason.
Yeah. And then did I spend more than I planned? I don't plan.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I spent more on food than anything else. That was rough.
Oh, we spend so much on food.
Oh my God.
That's like one of the thing that people do when they run out of things to do is go out to eat or go shopping. We did both of those things.
I don't budget my vacations. No, I don't.
No. I specifically take a no budget vacation stance. Everything, anytime I think about money, I'm like, I'm on vacation though. Which I think I said a few times when we were getting food.
Food was hard for me. The amount of money I spent on food is real hard for me. We got the $17 burrito that I had to throw away.
Oh yeah, that sucked. The $17 Caesar salad that anywhere else would be a $4 Caesar salad. That was upsetting for me. You expect that was a giant burrito, albeit it was a rotten burrito.
Did y'all? Oh my God, did y'all just eat outside the hotel, or was there anything decent at the venue? So the $17 burrito was at the venue. So the actual hotel actually has quite a few venues to get food through, but of course they're all extremely expensive.
And they also were out of everything that I wanted to order.
I also spent $30 on a burger.
Yeah, I crap you not. We were sitting there and I was like, I'll have this. And she's like, that'll actually be an hour because we only have one person who can make that right now. And I was like, okay, I'll have this. And she's like, actually, we're out of that. And I was like, okay, I'll have this. And she's like, we're out of that too. And I swear those are the only things. And I was like, okay, I'll have this one. And she's like, yeah, we're out of that.
That was rough.
It was crazy. They basically only had the burgers.
You bring your rice cooker to every con you go. Well, we were flying, so I don't know. I don't think that was so much of an option.
We also, I mean, we did have a ton of snacks. I think a part of it is my fault. I'm just a big sit-down meal person.
I'll be honest, we wouldn't have gone to half the meals we would have if you weren't there.
Yeah,
more than half.
It's my comfort because I have hunger for snacks, then I have hunger for meals. Combined with like travel stress makes me feel like I need to sit. I need to sit down at a table, and we just didn't have that in the hotel room.
I usually don't eat at conventions, really.
Like you don't.
Period. Which is a common. I'm not saying normal. It's a common thing. It's a very common thing.
Yeah.
Now I still would have eaten more at this convention just because there was not much to do. It's not like I was super stressed or like I was high adrenaline like I usually am at convention. But yeah, that was too much money on food. That was way too much money on food. Yeah. But okay, so we talked about Friday. No, we didn't talk about Friday. I don't even remember what we talked about. I don't even know where we were.
We didn't do much on Friday. Saturday, what did we do Saturday? Saturday we got a later start.
Yes, we did. Well, yeah, we did get a later start at about like 1-ish.
We were pretty tired.
So we played more. We played games throughout the con because, like we mentioned, it was always kind of open, so that was nice. I got to play a lot of Groove Coaster, a lot of Taiko no Tatsujin, some Dance Rush, some DDR. Those are my main games, but mostly Groove Coaster. I
think Saturday is when we also went to karaoke.
Did Muppet Lua go to the con?
Pianos?
No.
Well, Muppet Lua is you, so.
No.
Face reveal?
She didn't manifest herself into this dimension.
Sad.
Was it? That would have been hectic.
Next Offkai, have a Muppet making craft room.
Oh my god. Actually, that would be
so
adorable. Fun. Like a little puppet thing. People can make puppets of their VTubers. Yeah.
I think more cons in general should have craft rooms.
Fanime has some stuff like that. Has some like workshop rooms, which is kind of cool.
I love that.
When were people gathering in general? They weren't.
Yeah, there wasn't that many people. If anything, I would say the vendor hall.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah, because there was always something to do in the vendor hall, and people could meet. Like, there were, I think, like Shirayuri Pro had a booth at the vendor hall, so you could meet them. And then Kisaka had a booth, so you know.
Kisaka was very social. My goodness, she met every single person at that convention.
Yeah, so there were booths of like being run by VTuber artists. So it was a good spot for people that like wanted to meet VTubers being VTubers. And then also like because there were people there already, if you were going to meet up with someone, you'd be like, where are you? And it'd be like vendor hall. So then you'd just go to the vendor hall. So I think that was a big gathering area. Yeah. It was pretty cold. So no one really went outside.
Oh, Friday was the day, by the way, that the parties got shut down before it even got to quiet hours.
Yeah. And then they moved it. And apparently the room parties had cool drinks in them. We didn't go.
We actually walked up to the room, stood in front of it, were too nervous to go in, and left.
Yeah. I'm just like at an age where I really just want to get a drink and talk to my singular friend that I'm with, as opposed to meet new people. When it comes down to it, I say at an age. I go through 6-month cycles of introvert versus extrovert, and I'm currently in an introvert cycle. It's just the way it is.
I personally am at an autism level that I can't do that.
Next time I feel an extrovert cycle coming on, let's go to a con again and I'll be more friendly.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of funny because if it were a normal anime convention, I would have been maybe just 1% more likely to go inside. But because the people at the convention were so introverted and
you would feel like you'd have to carry a little bit.
Exactly.
It's like, I know
also,
I'm gonna be a little bit more. Also, we would have been the only two girls in the room. Yeah, that too. That's always a big. Oh, that was the other thing, is that I would say at least Friday was the gender ratio was
insanely skewed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Friday was definitely the worst. Saturday was a little better, and Sunday was probably the best.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. I guess because I think because
it
probably
is not
most
always
of the people.
Normal anime conventions are 50-50.
Yeah.
It actually might even be skewed more towards women because so many cosplayers are women.
I think my theory about Sunday is because most people traveling probably left on Sunday. And most people, maybe like the people who were just, maybe less women were traveling to it. So the people that were left on Sunday were just people that lived in the area, which was more representative of the genders. I don't know what it was. Maybe women just love Sundays. They're just like, today's the day for me to go out and do things. Sundays and Saturdays for the boys. Sundays are for the girls. For the girlies.
Oh my god.
You assume that would be a fair assumption, considering I would assume that most people there in general
90% of the men there were VTubers too, so
yeah,
that's a fair assumption. It's funny because I actually took pictures of like cosplayers and I was like, oh, do you have like a Twitter I can like find you at? And they're like, I only have my VTuber Twitter. So they wouldn't give it to me, which is funny. It happened a few times.
Yeah. Oh man, what a time to be alive. If Offkai has another one, I think I would go again.
I think I'll go again too. I think that I
want to see how it improves.
Yeah, I think that I would also find myself too. I don't know.
You know, it's a year from now. We have time.
Well, do we? They usually start planning it immediately, or at least if they're smart. They didn't do that this time though. So, I mean, the entire convention was started planning in like January. So, honestly, considering that too, it's kind of impressive how much they got together.
Yeah, it really is. Well, you know, it does make it easier that they didn't have to fly guests out. Like, they didn't have to. People could just stream in.
Yeah. They should get better setups for people streaming in. There was also a latency issue, unfortunately, between the room and the people giving their panel, which was only a problem for, like, you know, questions and stuff.
I think next time I would just, I would plan the food. and I would bring pre-packed meals for myself so that I can
as an
have the
attendee. I thought you
experience
were
that
talking
I
about as a
No, yeah. I'm talking about from an attendee perspective. I would bring pre-packed meals for all of us so that I can
This is
satisfy
good to
myself.
know for you as an attendee that you need meals.
Yeah, I mean, I I've always kind of been this way, but we haven't gone to, I think, enough cons together for you to have noticed. But if you put your memories back, you can probably remember me being like, we need to go somewhere. We need to go somewhere. I don't know, it's such a calming experience for me going and sitting down and having my meal. Especially in my introvert era.
Yeah. Corky says they don't know if they would spend the money to go versus just watching the streams at home. I do have to say, I thought I was going to feel the same way, but there was something really unique about the fact that the VTubers could see you. The only problem was the latency, which I have no idea how they would fix, but it was pretty incredible. Like, especially in the main room and stuff. Like, for instance, we were watching Uruka, right? I think the first karaoke we went to?
Yes. Yes, it was.
And she, like, someone, like, held up, like, a not safe for work fan art that they had gotten printed of her. And she's like, what is that? What is that?
They drew it during the panel. They didn't print it, Lua. They had an iPad and they drew it during the panel.
What? That wasn't an iPad.
Yes. Yes, it was.
It was huge, wasn't it? What kind of iPad's that big?
13-inch?
Oh, maybe.
It wasn't big. It was not big. I remember it.
Oh, fair enough.
Because it had a black border. It had a black border.
Maybe, yeah.
So I was like, that has to be an iPad of some kind or some kind of tablet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they held it up.
Also, my favorite thing, I have to say, this is possibly my favorite thing from the attendee side. My favorite thing from the guest side was like the iPad walking around. My favorite thing from the attendee side was the fact that so like, obviously, because of Hololive, a lot of VTuber culture is based on idol culture, but most VTuber fans have never been able to experience idol culture in real life. So they have like some vague ideas about stuff like, oh, light sticks, or like, oh, like I maybe have heard of Otake or something that. So the fact that they all got to bring light sticks and wave them for the anytime any song played or anything happened, people were so excited to wave their light sticks, and it was really cute. And in fact, there was an Otake team there, which is like almost like a dance group, you can imagine it, and they have choreographed. They know the choreography for certain songs that are really common. We only got to see them for Uruka performing Senbon Zakara, but they were really
which was
cool.
So good.
Yeah,
it was really well done. That was definitely added to the experience by a lot. And yeah, also the meet and greet aspect of it. Granted, I didn't go into any meet and greets, but considering the rush I got from waving to an iPad with Iron Mouse on it from afar, I think I would do the meet and greet next time. The main thing that turned me off was the lottery system. Yeah. If it had been first come, first serve, would have probably been down. But the lottery system, it was like, this is kind of ridiculous.
Nyaru ran into the room after her set and was oting for her gen mates so intensely. Aw, that's cute.
Aww.
It makes me wonder why she even bothered to be virtual for her set, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
I guess it's, I guess people couldn't take pictures and stuff, really.
Well, I was gonna say, any opportunity for me to cosplay as myself, I would take also.
Yeah, I don't know why she didn't.
I would do it so quickly, so quickly. The ears, I would absolutely get the ear things that move. Oh my goodness,
those are not actually good though. Like, they're so bulky. They're they're so detached from the head.
I trust you to make a better one. Use your friends for free labor. That's what all the Twitter threads say, right?
Yeah.
Right? About people that are friends with artists.
Oh my god.
Use them. Exploit them. Am I wrong?
You gonna tell me that
I am
wrong?
Don't do that. You're gonna sit there and tell me that I'm wrong? She was a princess. She came down in a bubble. Anyways.
Grow up, dog. But yeah, so wait. Saturday.
That was a bad. Oh, gosh, we have such a bad memories. Sorry, that made it sound like I have bad memory. Yeah, that made it sound like I have bad memories of the con.
I'm
That's not true.
Flashbacks to the convention. No.
You know. Also, I gotta say, it didn't smell bad.
You know, it didn't. But it was also cold.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Playing the same song this entire stream. I don't want to get up.
Okay.
Shoot. I'm supposed to be playing a playlist. This is my least favorite song in the whole playlist.
Oh no. Oh no. I can't even hear the music, by the way. I'm just listening to Lua's beautiful voice talk to me, and my own voice.
Oh, it's not supposed
to be. My own more
be.
beautiful voice talk back. Sounds like you're gonna fight a boss. The final boss. It did sound like boss music.
It was very inappropriate to the stream.
Iron Mouse escapes from the iPad and attacks you.
Please do.
I would welcome it. What was I gonna say? Okay, so Saturday. That was Saturday. Saturday we did karaoke.
We went to a karaoke performance. We did not do karaoke.
That's true. I sang along a little bit quietly to myself.
Oh yeah, because you were singing English songs.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Okay, by the way, a part of it for me / us is that honestly, I don't follow. Oh, bless you. I don't follow almost any of the people that were guests, except for, for Iron Mouse and kind of Melody. So, it was interesting.
Yeah. Oh, so I guess we could, which is what I was saying before about like the main stage being all karaoke and stuff, is that it's like, it's hard to, if you don't already know granted a lot of people did, so this might just be us being bad VTubing fans. But so Sunday we only had time for one panel, I believe. Yeah,
the Shirei Lily panel, which was awesome.
Yes. It was great. It was great.
I knew vaguely that people were always like, well, don't you know that Lily Pichu started out as a VTuber? And I was like, well, what does that mean? What do you mean she started out as a VTuber? What does that mean? But I got the answer.
Yes, you did get the answer.
That's what the panel was about.
They were really expansive. Thank you for the Lua follow. Really, they were, whatchamacallit, really extensive PNG tubers.
Well, like, you know what they were, yeah, I guess it kind of was PNG tubing, but they also had like characters that weren't themselves, kind of, and they were like trying to build a whole story, and they had like episodes and stuff. So there was a lot of stuff like that back then. I don't think it ever had like a name.
Yeah, it was kind of like the VTuber version of Machinima, I want to say.
Do I think the con was a good way for VTubers to advertise? Yes.
Yes, I do think so. I mean, I, for one, and like Uruka, the karaoke that we saw, I followed her right after. I was like, this was really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Leaflet too. I was like, and Dice Queen D. I was like, I didn't know you existed, but I want to watch D&D VTubers.
Now that said, like, you had a good chance of convincing the people in the room too. Yeah, they sing well. That you had a good chance of convincing the people in the room to follow you, but there was only like 30 people in the room at most.
Yeah.
At most. In the regular panel rooms, there was like 7, 10 people. Yeah, Uruko's a violinist. I don't know why I didn't already follow her. I guess I didn't know she was a violinist. She played. It was a violin cover of Senbon Sakura.
Yes, and it was very good.
It was really good.
and also watching the team go so hard to it really added. It was great. So I would say that was a really good experience. But yeah, I mean, the con of it is that, you know, there weren't that many people, but the pro is that if they did follow you from that performance, you probably did, like, you transformed someone into a fan as opposed to like a casual follower that you might get just from streaming. So if you got like 15 people to follow you from the experience, they're probably people that are pretty, because that kind of experience creates a little bit more parasocialness. I feel like more intense interest than someone stumbling upon a kind of good stream of yours. Because you're getting that direct, the reciprocation back because they can see you. So then it just feels like, oh yes, I will follow you now. You know me. Mm-hmm. You know me.
So did the panel allow you to catch most, or did the schedule allow you to catch most panel? Was there a lot of overlap panels? Well, a convention is supposed to have a lot of panels overlapping because then you always have something to do. Unfortunately, this convention didn't, and which really didn't leave you with a lot to do. And then also someone said would have been nice if they had streamed some of the con. If they had streamed it, no one would have gone.
Yeah, no one would have gone Offkai. What they should do next year when they, you know, have more time to build the infrastructure for it is they should sell streaming badges. I don't think they should just stream it for free though. But they should sell badges to allow.
They're not gonna do that. That's a hard thing to pull off though.
That's fair. Maybe if they did like a Patreon type thing, like something that already does a streaming thing, or had it be like, I was gonna say sub only, but you can't decide your rates on Twitch.
What did we make of the panel room Discord chat? You were in it more than I was.
Yeah, I wasn't really in it at all. I think I would like scroll to see what other people had said, and that's about it.
Well, it's kind of interesting because the panel room Discord chat, as far as I'm aware, was a stopgap for the fact that there was so much latency between the room and the guests.
I think in panel room 2 or panel room 1, one of the panel rooms that wasn't main stage, because main stage they had it so that you could just walk up and ask questions, which is really cool. They did have like a channel that you could talk in, but it wasn't being used as a but it wasn't being used as a substitute. It was more like for the attendees to talk to each other during the thing, I guess. But panel rooms 1 and 2 had to use the Discord channels for a substitute for the Q&A because they were having technical issues. So you couldn't just walk up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
But they could still see you. It was the sound issues that wasn't coming through. Just too bad.
I remember in panel room 2, one of the panels we went to, you could literally hear their audio coming back through again. Oh, so screwed up. Yeah, like I said, their tech was just abominable. And then Saturday. I guess Saturday night we just went out to dinner.
That's true. Being able to use your VTuber persona to ask a question, that makes sense for the Discord Q&A channels.
Yeah. What else did we even do on Saturday? Honestly,
what else did we?
That's the thing. Like, you know, we didn't actually do that much.
We walked around a lot. I think we might have gone back to the room. Yeah, if there wasn't a panel that we were interested in after we did like a lap, we would just go back to our room.
Yeah. Did I meet any con friends? Yeah, a few.
Yeah. We ate overpriced food.
God, so much overpriced food. Honestly, makes me a little bit sick to my stomach thinking about it.
Like the rotten burrito that they gave Lua.
Oh!
It was bothering me how bad it smelled. Like she was like, there's something really wrong with this, and I was giving you kind of curt responses, and that's because I was holding my breath. Well, like I was trying so hard not to smell it.
So, no, there were no street dogs. because it was at a hotel that was right next. It was at like a business hotel, not just California overpriced. So you have to understand that this hotel was out in the middle of nowhere, and they understand that you are eating at the hotel because you don't want to go anywhere else. So it is at least twice the price of what it absolutely should be. For instance, we ate at the hotel's like bar restaurant, and I got a burger, and I also got bacon and onions on my burger because I like bacon and onions on my burger. So because of that burger was $30. Without the bacon and onions, the burger was already like $23, I think. And then with the bacon and onions, $30. And that doesn't include tip or anything.
DoorDash and Uber Eats did get a lot of business there, as you could tell from the fact that the hotel just had an entire table dedicated to them dropping that off.
Yeah.
I think next time I would call in a food truck in the area and be like, hey, by the way, a lot of people here are going to need food that's a little cheaper than hotel food.
Yep.
They're going to buy your stuff. You should go. You should park. There's going to be an event. They're not going to stop you. No one's going to stop you.
Yep.
I'll probably do that.
Yeah.
Illegal. They did charge for the onions. They did charge for caramelized onions.
They charged a lot. I think it was $3.50.
I did see complaints about the lack of food trucks in the Discord too, and people were like talking about how the con could get it set up, I guess. Honestly, I'm kind of you don't need to know any food truck people. I'm just gonna open up.
Call them. They're like a service.
I'm not from there. Yeah, I'm not from there. I don't know them. I'm just gonna open up a list of food trucks in the area and give them all a call. Give all of them a call. Have them compete with each other so they lower the prices.
There's a lot of food trucks in that city, so I mean, yeah, there's no reason not to. And I'm sure there's like a ton of like Asian food trucks, which I'm sure is what people wanted to eat. Because you always, when you go to like an anime convention, you want to eat Asian food. It's just how it works.
You really do. Because you're reminded of it at every corner.
Oh, you really are. So, God, yes. Food. Oh, I forgot to mention the print that I got from the Sade's. I don't think Sade made the print. I don't know who. Maybe 1 second. Let me go look at it. Let me go look at who signed it. My favorite print, because I went there and I saw the print and I talked to them a bit. Like I was talking to them a bit because I just, especially like artists who are sociable, because sometimes artists are just tired. They don't really want to talk. But if the artist is sociable, like I love chatting with them. Because they're bored, right? They're the only people they can talk to are the people that come to their booth.
You're holding them entertainment hostage.
Yeah, I'm holding them hostage. Absolutely. So at Sade's booth, they had these 3 prints that it was a bee with a Furby face, Kirby with a Furby face, and Garfield with a Furby face. And they're really cursed prints. They're super cursed looking, but they have an energy to them that touches my soul in a way that is just something else. So I got the Garfield one. I got the Garfield Furby print. They called it Garby, I think, right?
Yes, and Garby has a cameo from SpongeBob and Patrick. They're dead on the beach.
They sure are.
Sure did.
There wasn't a long Furby.
I got a Mousy and a Mista sticker because I'm basic.
Oh, okay. Wait. So Sade and Clace make up Mofuwa, which is apparently what the booth was.
Ah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, that does make sense because that's where that is.
We still need to order the backpack and the fanny pack.
I was just. Yes. Oh my god, I'm so excited for that fanny pack. It's gonna be so cute. They had like pre-order, like they had samples of a pre-ordered things that you could get, and there was this really cute backpack, and these 2, you can either get the pink or the black bunny fanny packs, and they were freaking cute.
Quickly, I want to get a poll from chat of how many people have never been to an anime convention before while we're talking.
Okay. Are you doing it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I could do a poll. We're on
do
Twitch.
a poll.
Yeah, I'm stupid. I was gonna wait for people to chat. I forgot.
No, you gotta get the.
How do you do a poll? Okay.
Too. If you're go to the
Oh, I just
if you're in
typed
the
poll.
stream manager, it's pretty. Oh, if you're in the stream
I'm
manager, okay. Okay.
I'm typing.
Well, you know what? What should I talk about while Lua sets this up? What do I want to say? So I got 2 stickers. I got a Mousy sticker and I got a Mista sticker. And they're super cute. And I'm probably just gonna post them and post who the artist was, because when I looked her up later, she was a smaller artist than I thought she was because her art was so good. And I got a keychain, and I played arcade games, and I'm really bad at them because I haven't been to as many cons as Lua, so I haven't been to as many arcades and cons as Lua, so I have not played these games that often. Also, I was one of the kids that did not have DDR growing up. Like, I had no access to DDR. I think I only ever played it once when I was like 16 at a friend's house, and they pulled out the mat, and they're like, here you go, we can play. Then I was really bad at it, and I was like, I never want to play this again. But every time that I'm at a con or in an arcade, I'm like, maybe I could try again, and then I make a fool out of myself because I'm very bad at it. So there's that. Let me think. What else is there? Played the Love Live game.
Thank you for the beats.
Oh, thank you for the cheer. We played the drums, the drums. We played
Dance Rush.
Yes, and I reinvigorated my love of Vocaloid this past weekend.
Yep.
Made us play Vocaloid songs in the hotel room that rest of that evening because I remembered how much I loved it. And I was explaining all the lore to Lua because she knew less about the stories of the different things than I thought she did, so I felt like a good opportunity to info dump on her. Just all of it.
Tell
her all about which one's my favorite. And stuff like that. For those who want to know, my favorite ones are the Rin and Len synchronicity one, the like Bad and Night ones. Obviously, Daughter of Evil. That's a really good one. Vocaloid has lore. Vocaloid, depending, so the songs all have lore.
Not all. I mean, a lot of them. Well, a lot of popular ones.
Yeah, the ones that have the ones
they're like storytelling devices.
Yes. So a lot of them do. So yes, and my favorite ones are the ones that do, like the Story of Evil ones, the Synchronicity ones, the Alice killing one. That one is its own, standalone story based on the Alice killing creepypasta. What else? What else is there? Opinion on the Paradise. I feel like that's a joke. Popipo, I can match what you're learning. Popipo has great lore because it's a commercial, and I am running out of brain juice. I'm gonna be real. It's running low. I need. Did you put the poll up, Lua? Whoops.
Yeah, the poll's currently going.
Oh, there it is.
No one. One person in chat hasn't been to an anime convention or a comic convention or an anime convention. I just asking because we've been talking about like vendors hall and stuff, and I realized like if you haven't been to a convention, maybe you don't know what this stuff looks like,
Oh, I just realized also like because of the obviously because of the size of the convention, there wasn't like an artist alley and a
separate dealers hall artist alley. They just put them together because there was only 2 dealers or 3 maybe.
One of them was the con store.
Yeah, and then Lumika, who wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then Ping. Well, they just although if you count like Shiriyuri Pro had their own, which I guess would be in the dealers hall instead of the artist alley.
Oh yeah.
But everyone else was artists. Oh, and Northwest IdleCon, which we didn't actually look at. But yeah, so they just mix the artists and dealers together. It's just called a vendor hall. But normally there's a dealer's hall and there's an artist alley. And the artist alley is all independent artists. And there's the dealer's hall, which is like big companies that are selling goods, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But there's kind of a blurry line between them sometimes. I think you haven't had the real convention experience because you usually don't check out any of the panels and just go to the artists. Honestly,
that's funny.
These days, I feel like these days, most cons, the artist alley is the best place to be because like nowadays artists don't only really sell the best stuff during the artist alley because of copyright things and small batch whatever. You saw a tweet that someone was manning their booth virtually. A few people manned their booth virtually.
It was pretty cute.
There was a few VTubers, who did that. Really cute.
Let me. Oh, sleepy. The sleep be hitting hard. Oh, I will check out. I don't think I might have heard them before, but didn't know it was called that. So I will have to look that up and see if those Lens songs are new to me. I like new content. What else? We didn't
actually talk about the Shuri Lily thing.
We did.
We didn't actually talk about like us.
Oh, our feelings about it. I think Lou and I didn't see that when it came out.
Yeah, we didn't see Shuri Lily like when they were making content.
Yeah. So when they first started and were PNG tubers, I was like, why wouldn't they make full models? They have those.
Yeah, there was someone there actually like manning the booth and they were on a screen.
Yeah. So then they went into how like it started in 2011 and they were kind of like, I want to say Machinima meets VTubing. They were building their own little anime storylines with it based on whatever they wanted to do at the time, which if me and Lua had found that at the time that it was being presented to the world, we would have ate that shit up. That
100%.
that was right up our alley, and we would have absolutely probably been VTubers so much earlier.
But like badly drawn ones for sure.
Yeah. But we would have given it our best shot. We would have had a head start, if only, back in the day. Because we were always doing stuff like that around that time. We were doing a lot of things. A lot of unfinished projects back in the day. So there was that. Lily Pichu talked about how she's going to make a new model. And the artist for sure Lily is working on that one.
Yeah.
The new one. So I guess her current model, I don't know. I think we're going to ask in the Q&A and then we didn't. About like, what about the other two models that you just used?
She has a lot of models. I don't even think she has just two.
Yeah.
Because there was the very first one that she made like towards the beginning of the VTuber debut, and it was like pink hair with a little lily in her hair. And then at the panel, she said over and over again, she's like, pink hair is too childish, or not. She didn't say childish, but she said like,
she felt too old and depressed for pink hair.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah. Which explains the newer model that is like just more like her. I think.
I think it bums me out that she feels that way.
It bums me out too. Like maybe what you need is not a new model but therapy. Which I think would be said to a lot of VTubers.
That's very true. Also, you know what I also realized? Because I was at the convention and I was like, man, these people are so like introverted, like literally same. But like, it was just really apparent because yeah, I mean, like I was watching people ask cosplayers for pictures and like not saying anything, like just being like, I was like, oh God. So, new models are just retail therapy for the modern age. Don't say that, it's too true.
Yeah.
But the thing that really struck me was that watching the VTubers perform live to the stage remotely, we didn't actually see any VTubers who were at the con, which bums me out because I think that would have been a different experience. But so I was like, oh, and like hearing about how many VTubers could have gone but are too much of like hikikomori to like be in like a convention setting. I was like, oh man, like no wonder like VTubers beget VTubers. Like it's just an endless cycle. It's kind of hilarious. Which I mean makes sense. It's like why VTubers are relatable, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but again on the Shirley thing, it was interesting like seeing her pink-haired model with new eyes, because like, oh, you based this model on your old Lily design, absolutely, with the Lily and the hair and the pink hair, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. Also, it's so nice that that like Leaflet and Lily Pichu were able to reconnect through VTubing, or like she found out that Leaflet was a VTuber.
That was so funny.
Like very recently.
That was so funny.
She's like, wow, this person sounds so familiar. Oh, it's the person that I was like deeply entrenched in this thing with for a long time. Oh, it's my other half. That's why she sounds so familiar. So it was really sweet to see them kind of reconnect live, I guess.
Also, if anyone in the chat went to the male VTuber panel, please tell us about it. We missed it on accident. Yes. I really wanted to go. The fact that it was 30 minutes, only 30 minutes long, really intrigued me.
So many, that was the other weird thing. So many of the panels were 30 minutes long.
That was really weird. How many panels were only 30 minutes?
I think because instead of having like overlapping panels, they're just like, we'll just shove everything to be like this.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was super weird. But could you have done a panel? What's the process? The process is, like any convention, is that sometime before the convention, obviously if it's usually a better run convention, it's like way ahead of time. But actually, a lot of the conventions these days are kind of not with their sea legs because the whole pandemic thing. So actually a lot of conventions are really doing things last second these days. But so sometime before the convention, many months ahead of time, maybe like 4 or 5 months ahead of time, they have a period of time in which you can submit a panel. You give them like a description, a title, etc. for what the panel's gonna be, and they just say yes or no. And that's pretty much it. And then you just show up. You literally they tell you the time and they tell you the room, and you just show up to the panel room at the convention. That's it. That's it. The Pandussy, get out. I'm banning you.
Banned. I don't know how to ban people on Twitch, which is a problem.
You should figure that out.
I just realized I should. I was about to, but you did it for me. Am I even a mod on here?
You are.
Let me double check. You just... No, I'm not!
Oh. That's weird. Maybe... Did you change your Twitch name?
Oh, I did.
Maybe that's it.
I sure did.
Should be now.
Ban bot. Oh, thank you. One moment. This is a good way to check.
They'll be back, and in greater numbers.
I don't think I can do it to bot because they're also a.
You can't ban moderators if you're a moderator. Oh, thank you for the sub, the gifted sub.
What's a thing? I'm not gonna. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, thank you for the gifted sub. To me, the gifted sub was to me. It's my first gift sub in this channel. Woohoo!
Do you have anything else to say about the convention? We're definitely forgetting something.
Yeah, we sure are. Probably. Well, like I said, we didn't take any notes because we weren't planning on... We're so annoying. Like, we're gonna do this super secret, but I kind of want to talk about it now.
Oh, but I guess we should just mention that we had to leave right after the Shuri Lily panel, so we didn't get to see the wrestling panel.
Oh, yeah.
We'll watch the VOD later.
I hope they have so many clips of MJF. That's all I ask. That's all I ask for. That's all I want in life. Give me the MJF clips.
Honestly. Where is MJF?
Where is he though, actually?
Well, he's gonna be on the Long Island.
Why isn't he here? That's true. He's gonna be on the Oh, that's the stream I wanted to do with you this week. I wanted to do
a stream where we watch the AEW show?
Yeah, because it's MJF centered.
What time is it at? Isn't it early?
No, it's not.
Oh, what time is it at?
Well, the thing is, it's only available to me on the app that the time zone that we're in.
And? Oh, I see.
So it's not. Yeah.
So it's not live. Okay, yeah, no, she's like, I do it then.
Yeah. What? What? Fine.
You're going through a struggle bus right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm tired, man.
What time did you get home last night?
What time did I get home last night? Late. I don't know. I went straight to bed.
Was it like...
Nugget was really happy to see me.
Well, I want to know approximately when.
Approximately when?
Yeah. We traveled all day yesterday.
I want to say like 11:30.
Yeah, I think that's almost exactly when I got home too. We drove, but then I had to the airport.
We flew.
Sorry, I was about to say
we flew. We drove to the airport.
But then I had to drive back to my house because the airport was closer to Farah, so I had to drive quite a while back to my house, which was a whole thing. And I almost passed out. You know, it's okay. I lived, bitch.
Yeah, she survived. She made it. She's here. Yeah, Nugget was so happy to see me. Oh my goodness.
I'm sure.
He was whining. He was very overwhelmed. And then we fell asleep. Yep.
I slept very well last night. I had I'll tell you about it later, actually.
Okay.
No, I'll tell you. I had a really weird dream.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really get to talk to Domo because, but I had a really weird dream that Domo posted a video of me and was like, I saw Lua, except it was a video of me, but he like edited my model. He like edited and like animated my model, so it looked like a live 2D model walking through a crowd. It was terrifying. It was really weird looking, even in my dreams.
I want to see that in real life. Oh my goodness! Just next time, walk around the con in a morph suit. Morph suit. Wait, what am I thinking of?
And I remember thinking in my dream, I'm like, how did he get my model?
Oh my god.
Sounds like I have my next project. God, it was so weird looking. Because okay, it wasn't like the model itself was walking. It was literally like as if you had a cardboard cutout, but the cardboard cutout could move. So it was still on a 2D plane, but it was like moving through a crowd. It was so weird looking. Imagine a Lua Dio. Oh my god, don't tempt me. That's basically a fursuit. Domo's powers extends to the dream world.
Dude,
how did he get my model? Did I collab with him in one of those new apps? Oh my god. Oh my god. But yeah. Oh. Yeah. So that was a really weird. That was the only dream I remember last night. Was that I actually woke up and I was like, oh, that wasn't real. That was a dream. Because it really seemed convincing that I was scrolling through social media and I saw that.
I'm happy for you that it wasn't. I'm happy for everyone that it wasn't. Sounds like nightmare fuel.
It's pretty weird. I remember even in my dream, people were responding like, how did you do that?
All right.
Do you have anything else to talk about?
I don't think so. Should we raid someone?
That's a really great. Thank you for reminding me. I don't know when I follow is streaming.
Let's raid Walfus. Walfus is streaming right now.
Walfus is streaming? Let's raid Walfus. I don't follow Walfus. It's a oversight on my own part.
Yeah, how dare you?
I know.
Can I?
You can't raid people, no.
Boring. Oh god, how awful would it be if I was just raiding? If I just went onto your stream and raided myself when you were mid-stream?
That is probably exactly why that's not possible.
Yeah, I think so. It would have been kind of evil. Thank you for coming.
Thank you
We
for coming,
enjoyed having you.
everyone. Wolfus is playing Wii Sports. It's gonna be fun.
Toho Wolfus? Well, Wolfie on Twitter.
Yeah, Wolfie. You may know him as Wolfus, as Wolfie, or oh shoot, bot just went live. Oh well.
Oh, okay.
It's too late. Bye everyone.
This is the second time bot went live right as I was rating Wolfus.
It's bot's own fault. Bot
yeah,
should message
bot,
us next time.
You gotta coordinate, bot.
Yeah. We'll see you all guys tomorrow. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't made my schedule yet, so see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, he just started.
Aw, poor bot.
I just realized I'm still streaming. Okay. Goodbye. Exit.
Goodbye.
No. Stop stream. Ah, not start recording.